Okay, so I don't understand why people get so attached to other people. And I don't mean like, oh yeah, your significant other, I'm really attached to them, don't talk bad about them, blah blah blah. No, I mean like people they've never met, people that they can't even vouch for, people that they're gonna take that person's word for what they've done as what it is and what actually is and everything else. I say this, or I ask this question in regards to the retardedness that's going on over stupid friggin' Seth Rogan and Michael Moore comments regarding American Sniper. Now, as far as I know, neither one of them, discredited Chris Kyle as a person or what he did or his accomplishments. They voiced an opinion that just so happens to not be very popular with the crowd that is all over the tip of Chris Kyle. And it doesn't make sense, because I'm guessing you would go on and call it somewhat of hero worship or whatever else, but I swear to bejesus, it's like these two guys just told all these people that their fucking mother sucks fucking donkey cock. And I don't get it. And given that, like 90% of Chris Kyle fanboys are vets or currently serving service members, like, they should understand that, of all people, how freedom of speech works. But it's like the moment they say something out of kilter with what they believe or who they think is a badass or anything else, they go all ape shit. Oh, you're a piece of shit. Oh, you never served. You have no right to talk shit. Maybe if you had been there, done that, you would have, you'd say something different. Well, as far as I know, Michael Moore voiced an opinion, and he didn't even voice an opinion, he made a statement. And that statement is relatively popular belief, at least regarding people where snipers are deployed against, is that a sniper is a fucking coward. He'll take your ass out from a distance, turn around and walk away. Is that the way it works? Yeah, it's how it works. I'm not saying they're cowards, because you got to remember that before you can get in to take the shot, you have to get in and into position and everything else. However, he was voicing an opinion based on something. Okay, yeah, he might not know all the facts, but hey, it's a consensus. It's a consensus that has been around for a very long time. And I guarantee we feel the same way. As in, when you're deployed and you're having pot shots taken at you, that motherfucker's a coward. Why? He's a coward because he won't come out and fucking fight your ass like a man. The same view is taken on the emplacement of IEDs. Never mind the fact that it's an effective tactic and everything else. It's no, you're a coward because you won't come out and face me like a man. So, for all intents and purposes, they're getting their panties in a bunch because some fat guy voiced an opinion about their hero. As far as Seth Rogan goes, I think comprehension should probably be an important part of before you get upset at someone, because as I take it, and I've read plenty of the headline things on Facebook and whatever saying Seth Rogen likens American Sniper to Nazi propaganda movie, blah blah blah. He sent out a tweet essentially saying that American Sniper reminded him of the movie that's playing in the third act of Inglourious Bastards. Now, what is the movie that's playing in the third act of Inglourious Bastards? Yes, it is a propaganda movie. For all intents and purposes, it is not a propaganda movie in regards to the character that it's about. That's him building himself up, building up his legend, building up his reputation. The legend, the story that is him. His feats magnified. Embellishments here and there. So, I mean, how I took the comment when I read it was that to him, American Sniper seemed like a giant glory fest in the name of Chris Kyle. That's how I take it. And to be completely honest, even if he did mean it as in a propaganda movie, you got to look at it. You're looking at the life and deployment and everything else of, if what he says is true, a justifiable badass. Like a legit fucking badass. Iraq was not popular by any means or stretch of the imagination. So, by doing this, they're putting a light, not necessarily positive, but I guess you could look at it as positive in a way, for Iraq. In essence, that would be propaganda. Altering, shaping, changing people's views of a particular event, point in history. You know? I mean, to me, if you wanted to look at it that far, you could look at it as it was propaganda. I'm not going to look at it blah 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 that way at all. Like I said, I like to think that the way I'm interpreting that comment to saying that it was an all-out Chris Kyle glory fest, which, you know, a lot, like, it is. It's about him. It's a movie based on him, about him and his exploits. It's a Chris Kyle fest. How well do you know the guy? You don't. You don't know him. Unless you actually know him and you were actually there to even have the slightest idea to start getting upset on his behalf. So, I don't understand how comments can be made and then service members and vets of all people who are supposed to be fighting for people's freedoms and rights can turn around and say, fuck you. Yeah, you don't have to like what people say. And technically speaking, your rights and freedoms protect you against the government, not other people. However, nobody seems to, nobody cares anyway. Nobody cares about troops. And I don't mean that as in the troops can go fuck themselves. I mean that as in all reality, any and all support for the troops coming from non-vet or service member organizations or people is purely social obligation Or it ends with, I'll make a donation to that fraud of a company or organization called Wounded Warrior and think I'm doing something good for people. Or, hell, most of the times it'll end with, I have a support our troops ribbon on the back of my fucking car. You know? So you're getting upset. People are getting upset about negative comments, or in this case, what I perceive to not even be a negative comment, from a population that doesn't even appreciate you, and you already know it. So why would you allow it to upset you or get under your skin? You know? It doesn't make any damn sense. At all. But hey, that's just me, you know, saying I wouldn't get upset about it. I'm not upset about it. But then again, I'm not all over Chris Kyle's fucking junk. To me, he was a guy that was off the radar until he wrote fucking American Sniper. And then he came onto the fucking scene hard and heavy. Right then and there, you know, maybe you should be, you know, paying attention to, oh, is this guy legit? Instead of, oh, he's a SEAL. Number one, quiet fucking professionals. You shouldn't be out fucking taking credit for your exploits. You shouldn't be out getting fame and fortune for your fucking exploits. So, that right there, for me, says, not that I don't like the guy, because I'm sure Chris Kyle was a good guy, and he did a lot for vets with issues, and everything else. So, my whole thing is, why are people getting butthurt over this shit? Take it as, and if you want to see it as an insult, just take it as another fucking insult from a population that doesn't understand or get you. There's no reason to get upset. So I just left Verizon and got my wife her birthday present. 9 to 10. The odds are not in my favor that she will tell me to take it back. Too bad I can't, because it's under a 2-year contract. However, my wife, who is under the impression that she needs to make everything last as long as she humanly can, is still running an iPhone 4 with a power button that doesn't work. She's been trying to replace it. She's been trying to replace it since the 5S came out. And just can't justify spending the money to do it. So, against my better judgment, because I love my wife, after leaving Verizon to go pay less money and not get raped as much, I just signed another 2-year contract so I can get my hands on an iPhone so that I could give it to her. And she will probably not appreciate it. But hey, it's the thought that counts. And that's what's important. So, just to recap, this guy right here does not understand why people are treating Chris Kyle as their mother and getting offended as dog shit when somebody says something or makes a comment that isn't to their liking about him or the fucking movie American Sniper. And then I'm pretty sure my wife is going to hate the birthday present I bought her. So long, guys. I'll try and come up with a better fucking topic next time. And, yeah. I don't give a shit if you hit like. I don't give a shit if you hit subscribe. If you don't like it, I would ask that you go ahead and hit the dislike button. That way I know what I'm reaching, what I'm not. And in all reality, I don't even give a shit then. But I'd like you to think that your input matters in some small way. So